In this demonstration, I'm going to show you how to change database connections with MainSmart cmms software. Okay, so I started up MainSmart and I'm linked to the sample demo database that's provided with the MainSmart download. Now this is an access database. What we're going to do today is we're going to go ahead and log in, then go into the MainSmart program configuration screen and set up a connection to a SQL Server database. Now MainSmart will run with any SQL Server version 2008 or above. Alright, so in this case, when I have the login screen presented, I notice I have these 4 buttons. Now these are what we call bypass login buttons. Typically you're not going to use these in a production environment. We put these on the screen just to make it easy for our demo users to get into the program and log in without having to know the username or the password. What you'll normally see is a username and a password here. So for the purposes of the demo program, the username is DEFADMIN and the password is 1111. So I'll log in and it recognizes me. I'm logged in as administrator, and that's what I'll need to be logged in as in order to have access to the program configuration screen. So I'll get this resized properly, and I'll notice I have my navigation icons here, and since I have the screen minimized down a bit, I'll need to use a scroll bar here to access my program configuration button, which is right here. Okay, the little green computer screen icon. I'll click on that, and I'll want to go to the very first screen tab. Notice I have 5 screen tabs, and here in the upper left corner I have a button that says Set Database Location. Now that's where we're going to work today. But before I do that, let's just take a look at this text. This is going to be our connection string, and this tells MainSmart what database to connect to. So we'll notice we're in the Microsoft Jet, which is an access database. That is our driver for the database right now, and we're connected to the sample database, which is an access database. Okay, what we want to do is, for example, we've demoed the program, we've used the demo database, and we've decided we want to purchase MainSmart, so we want to connect to our SQL database. So I'm going to click Set Database Location, and it tells me here with this message that MainSmart will shut down after changing the database, and that's fine. Click Yes. Okay, so here's where we set our connection. So we can choose either Access or SQL Server. Now it actually will use any version of SQL Server even above 2016. I'll go to the Connection tab or click the Next button. And here what I'll do is I'll enter my server name for the SQL Server database. Now let me pause here for a moment, and I'm going to click on SQL Server, and we'll notice when SQL Server starts up, here's our server name. This is what we want to use for our server name. Don't add slashes in front or behind it or anything like that. I'm going to copy this, connect, and I'll go down to my databases, and I already have this one pre-configured in there, but we'll just say we're going to use this MS5098 demo. Okay, so that's our SQL database. I'll come back here, and it's already in there, so I don't really need to put it in, but let's just suppose it isn't. If we click our refresh button, if we have Microsoft SQL Server, I believe it's called Agent Out configured and running, it will go out to our various servers and find all of our servers. Most people do not have this running, so typically you'll type this in or copy and paste it. If you click refresh, it may take a minute or two for it to go out and figure out that it can't find anything because it's not turned on to do so. So I suggest just typing it in or copy and pasting it. Same thing with your database name. Now that's the correct database that we want to use. I'm just going to leave that. It's not case sensitive. I'm going to click Test Connection, and it says Test Connection Succeeded. Now, what if we didn't get that? Let's put a different name in there. Okay, if I click Test Connection now, it says Error, could not log in. Okay, and it will tell you why. And this box here will give you all that information. So you can send that to us. In almost every case, it's going to be a situation where either the server or the database name was not properly configured or typed in, or it could be a situation where there's inadequate user permissions on the SQL Server database. Alright, so our test connection succeeded. I'll click OK, and at this point we're connected to our new SQL database, and I'll pause the video right here for a moment. Okay, I went ahead and logged back into MainSmart, and let's go into the program configuration and just see what we have here. And basically I just want to look and see that our connection string changed, and indeed it did. We can see now that this provider is SQL Server. Our data source will be our server name, and our initial catalog will be the database name. And that's it. That's how you change database connections with MainSmart CMMS software.